Every day, the media reports these headlines. Top medical professionals worldwide now agree we are facing the three greatest non-infectious epidemics of our time: diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. And the problem is only getting worse every year. Perhaps it's affecting you, a family member, or a friend.
I went in to get a flu shot with my doctor, and when I went in to get that flu shot, my vital signs were sky high. My doctor at that point in time became very concerned, and he was not going to allow me to get a flu shot and just travel. At that point, he asked me to go home and take some blood pressure medication, return the following day for a follow-up checkup. With that, when I did go in the following day, my numbers really hadn't changed that much. So with that, we decided to go and do some blood work to look into the situation further. It was at that point in time that my doctor gave me the wake-up call, and he said, you know, you've got some serious health issues. We need to get you to the hospital immediately and check you in.
The statistics are nothing short of staggering. 7 out of 10 adults are overweight or obese. Within 20 years, it is expected to increase to 9 out of 10. More than a third of our children are now overweight or obese, and some reports indicate this will be the first generation where the children might not outlive their parents. Cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death in the United States, and the leading cause of death for African Americans, Hispanics, and whites. 25 million North Americans are diabetic, and roughly 2 million people are diagnosed with diabetes every year. However, more startling, it's estimated in the next 8 to 10 years, 1 of 2 people will be diabetic or pre-diabetic. But why is this happening when over $200 million is spent every day in North America by men and women who are desperate for an answer to these major health issues? It's because what people are doing doesn't work. We try to treat the symptoms, not the cause. That's not the answer. In fact, diets and fad programs have a 95% failure rate because they don't fully address the #1 cause of the problem: high blood sugar leading to too much insulin. Our Western diet and lifestyle has created abnormal blood sugar levels, and so our body responds by pumping too much insulin into our bloodstream. We are literally bathing our bodies in insulin. Insulin is actually a life-sustaining hormone, but too much insulin has a devastating effect on our bodies. We age much faster than we need to. It increases our bad LDL cholesterol levels, a major risk factor for heart attack and stroke. When insulin is high, we cannot burn fat. We store it, even if we are watching what we eat and exercising. And high insulin is the key factor leading to type 2 diabetes, a devastating chronic disease that is the #1 cause of heart attacks, the #1 cause of new blindness, the #1 cause of lower extremity amputations, and the #1 cause of kidney disease. In short, insulin is the main culprit behind the world's 3 greatest non-infectious epidemics: diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. But the good news is, all of this is not only preventable, but reversible. The solution is to address the cause of the problem, not the symptoms. That's the approach taken by the research scientists at Unicity. Unicity is a company tremendously rich in clinical science dating back to 1903, with relationships with top research institutes and leading universities, such as the Cleveland Clinic, Stanford University, Stillwater Heart Center, Emory University, Columbia University, and the University of Connecticut. 20 years ago, they began major clinical studies on the early version of an all-natural revolutionary health product called Bio's Life Slim. It was shown to be safe for all age groups. Unlike drugs, there were no side effects, and it was shown to be extremely effective at regulating blood sugar and controlling the release of insulin in the bloodstream, which has a tremendous positive impact on the body. The results were so impressive, Bio's Life Slim is listed on the clinical side of the prestigious Physician's Desk Reference, the manual doctors use to show Slim does what it says it does. Slim keeps your insulin down where it needs to be, so the body can naturally burn fat, and all your other hormones go into balance. Your cholesterol gets better, your blood sugar balances, your blood pressure improves, your digestion improves, and you burn fat, even while you're sleeping.
Once I decided to get Slim Now, it completely changed my life. I had been hospitalized. My blood pressure was 182/115. My blood work numbers were sky high. And what I was able to do was get all of my blood work into a normal level. My cholesterol, my glucose, my triglycerides. I lost 9.5 inches off of my midsection. I lost 3 inches off of my waist area. I never missed a meal, and I lost 50 pounds. Wow, what a change.
My name is Paul Duke, and I'm a family practice physician, and I was introduced to BioLife Slim by my wife. Thank goodness she introduced me to it. And of course, as any good doctor would be, I was quite the skeptic when she first introduced me to it. But I took a chance, and I checked my labs before I took the product, and then 8 weeks into taking the product, I checked them again. I was somewhat chagrined when I checked my labs initially because my hemoglobin A1C was elevated, consistent with prediabetes, and I had very high cholesterol. And I also should mention I had high blood pressure. After 8 weeks of being on the product, I was amazed by the results. My hemoglobin A1C went down from 6.4 to 5.4. My triglycerides were 278, and it went down to 93. And my LDL cholesterol was in the 170s, and it went down to 80. And all those are within normal limits. I was able to actually lower my high blood pressure medication and actually get off my statin drug that I was taking.
How would you like to eat, never skip a meal, and lose fat and feel the best you've ever felt in your life without dieting or dangerous products?
Life before BioLife Slim was full of limitations. I had bad knees. The extra weight on my body was very cumbersome. My husband introduced me to Slim, the product, and it changed my life. I never had to skip a meal, and I was able to eat and cook because I love to cook. Taking BioLife Slim changed my life. I've lost 72 pounds and over 50 inches, 12 inches alone on my waist, and I've had a complete transformation.
I was depressed, really overweight, constantly in pain. I had a hard time going up and down the stairs. Pretty paranoid, didn't like being alone, having the fear with the sleep apnea. And I had a friend call me. And when they introduced me to BioLife Slim, changed my life, really. Gave me back my life. And I'm grateful. And boy, I tell you, it was the greatest phone call I ever got. Introduced me to BioLife Slim. And since being on that product and taking that wonderful product, I've lost 47 pounds. I've lost 5 inches off my waist. I'm down to 17% body fat, and life is great.
I'm Joni Carlson. On July 2nd, I had to walk a little over half a mile, and I really struggled. I weighed over 300 pounds. I knew things needed to change. When a friend told me about BioLife Slim and the transformation, I knew I needed to get slim now. I've lost over 85 pounds, 12 inches in the waist. That's an entire foot. I'm a runner now. I can run 5 miles nonstop. I feel amazing. I've never skipped a meal. I eat. I'm not on a diet. I feel so good, and I've had a total body transformation.
Once I decided to get Slim Now, here's what happened. I lost 62 pounds, 10 inches around my waist, 9 inches around my hips, and 2 inches around my neck. I never skipped a meal, and I've had a total body transformation.
When I got started on the Get Slim Challenge, I was weighing in at over 500 pounds. It's been fantastic. I went from a 78-inch waist down to a 40-inch waist. That's 30 inches. And I've also lost over 230 pounds on this program. It's been fantastic. I tell you what, I've never been able to eat and drink and shrink like I have been on this program. Thank you so much, Unicity.
I was able to lose 36 inches, 27 pounds.
It's helped lower my cholesterol, which was absolutely out of control.
Lipid levels, my cholesterol, all those numbers that the company says the product will go up or down, to normalize them, it's happened.
This is no fluke. I mean, it works time and time again. The results are reproducible. And if you just use it properly, it will work for you.
BioSlife, the clinically proven natural fat loss.